Hello, universe. How are you today on this fine Monday? It is a bit nipply here in Conroe. This is my Cockney accent versus my British accent. Well, actually, that would be more British. Cockney would be like this, okay? Just come in and talking to you. Come to knock you up in the morning. And these would be more English. What the hell is that? That's not even English. That's like Transylvania. This is Count Dracula. I'm Dracula. I come to suck everything. Hey, universe, I hope you're doing well. Let's see. What is going on? Great news on the house front. Looks like I've completed my base level investigation and found that there are no significant deed restrictions outside of I can't have a slaughterhouse. But that's cool. Apparently I was talking to Roy earlier, and apparently this used to be like, since this is just outside the city limits of Conroe, this used to be like sort of a rural area, and they used to have, animals and all kinds of stuff. As a matter of fact, he says in Houston that there are still pig slaughterhouses in areas. So, like, I guess it really was a big part of the community back then. And so, hey, whatever. No slaughterhouses though, but that's cool because I could barely. I adore animals for the most part. The only thing I'm not really big fans of is snakes. And my mom told me earlier today that there was some story about a snake that a python that had wrapped itself around the wing of an airplane. You might want to search this if you're interested in it. That it wrapped itself around the wing of an airplane and held on while it was in flight for a certain period of time, but eventually I guess it lost its grip or something, and it did end up ultimately dying. I'm not a big fan of snakes, particularly the poisonous ones, the frozen ones. I'm not a fan of a frozen snake. No, I'm not a fan of poisonous snakes, especially since they are very reactive. My experience and what I know mildly about pythons is that they're not very aggressive. They're usually very docile, well, docile is not the word. They're not extremely like just reactive. Let's put it that way. That's the word. They're not reactive. Pythons sort of make sure you know that they don't want you to mess with them, or they just kind of leave you be, and they don't really get too weirded out. They seem to be a little bit more tolerant than other snakes. That's a good point. They're not as reactive, and they're a little more tolerant. They may not like it, but they'll just leave you alone and just hope you'll leave them alone, basically. Whereas anacondas, I think, are supposed to be a little more aggressive than pythons. Either way, so I don't like to hear about an animal dying. I don't particularly think snakes are attractive. I know that there's a lot of people who love the different colors that are on snakes and things like that, and think they're beautiful and such. I'm not a particularly find a snake attractive, though I will never want anything to die outright unless it has the chance of killing me. Then survival of the fittest says me or them. I'd rather it be me. So, though I have no trouble with pythons, honestly, and I'm kind of sad to hear that snake died, especially since it held on for so long. It's kind of sad to hear that it did not survive the entire duration and make it to wherever the new location was safe and sound. I think that would have been a nice sort of almost human interest story or animal interest story or something like that. So that's a little sad. I digress. So the house, no major restrictions. So the next thing to do is to get an inspector out here and have him look around. I also was talking to Roy, and he said, you can find out what the appraisal value is of the house. You might be able to if you call the appraisal district and ask them, what the taxes are. It might be open record. I'm not sure. If you know, feel free to, leave it in the comments below. Any charming people who might have experience with determining the value of a house or such. He said look it up online too, so I may do that a little later. I have to prepare for tomorrow for the crew to go out though. So that's pretty good news. Pretty good news on the house front. Good start. 5 finding out what the taxes are will also help me to know what I'm going to be paying in taxes aside from a house payment. So that'll actually, kind of be a double positive thing. Got receipts and such entered today as far as product amounts, so that way I can do my sales tax that much easier. It's a sales tax form. Let's see, what are the other things I got? Let's see, what else? Finished all my forms, which is great. Now we're on to getting taxes ready for 2012 to publish them. Got most of my stuff done with BET. Gonna get that published. Let's see, what was I going to say? Lance Armstrong's interview is today. I'll be anxious to hear what he ended up saying. Very interested in hearing what he ended up saying to Oprah Winfrey. Although I like I told you, I predict that he's gonna say I never did it. You're barking up the wrong tree. And at this point, he has nothing to lose. So we'll see if he tells that. I'm gonna just say, okay, well, maybe he didn't. And you have to either take a man at his word, or you're going to have to just say, okay, you're a liar. And so many people put a lot of confidence and faith in Lance Armstrong. If you turn your back on him now, I guess the question is what are you turning it on based on? Just what other people tell you? Because there's lots of people who don't like someone and say, well, I don't like him, and you shouldn't like him either. You have to determine for yourself if you believe he's worth your appreciation or not. Personally, I do not know a lot about Lance Armstrong. We'll see though. We'll see. Don't want to beat that topic to death. Let's see. Let's see. What else? Things are going good. Things are going really good. It's been a great day so far. Sleepy day because I was up very early this morning. And I'm gonna go back to paperwork and such soon. Yeah, that's really the notable things right now that's on my mind. Gonna go run a few errands here in a second. My mom got. If you're a person who's sight impaired or blind, she just got her JAWS updated, so you might know what that means. So she can start working on her computer more, which I'm really glad to hear. Interesting thing. I was going to tell you about the truck. I'm glad I mentioned. I'm glad it's going through my brain. Okay, so on my GMC truck and my Expedition, I put locking gas caps on them, right, just for protectional purposes and whatever. I have clubs and locking gas caps. Something I discovered though is that today when I went to do the inspection on the truck, is that there was a light, an engine light on. So we went to this place here in Conroe called, oh gosh, I'm not going to remember the name of it right now. I'll give them a pitch later though. So we went there to check out the car. First we went to O'Reilly's, and O'Reilly said they couldn't read it. They didn't know what was going on. They said you're going to a mechanic or something. So we went to this place that does inspections, and this guy named Dylan, real nice guy, has two boxers, and it's really cute. I love dogs, and these were pretty. Boxers are considered to be. I don't know if boxers are supposed to be more violent or they're just supposed to be real timid kind of dogs. These are sweet. These seem like sweet dogs. They didn't seem aggressive at all. They seemed real kind of friendly and social, and that was a good thing. I thought that was really cute. So, anyways, Dylan kindly, without having to charge anything, checked it and said, and I'm going to go back to him for inspection on the vehicle now because of this. He said, "Here's what it is. You have a leak in your fuel." I don't know all the technology, the technical terms, but I basically have a leak in my fuel system somewhere. And he said the leak could be as a result of the fact that you've got an aftermarket gas cap, like a locking gas cap, that was not factory on it. And it could be causing, because it's not sealed completely, it could be causing the fumes to sort of escape, and so it's not a tight, it's not a secured system, so to speak. Excuse me. So he said he reset it, and in about 100 miles, 60 to 100 miles, if the light hasn't come on, then you're good to go. And I said, okay. And I said, well, do you suggest that I put back down the original gas cap? And he said, yeah, I do suggest you put the original gas cap back on, because it might help to, monitor it, because it's going to take a while for it to move out of the system or cycle out of the system and make sure it's good. So there's a tip for you. If you have an aftermarket gas cap, like a locking gas cap you bought at Walmart or an auto parts shop or whatever, and it's not the original one, and you have a check engine light on your truck or your vehicle of some kind, it could be because of that aftermarket gas cap is causing a block, or it's causing a leak of sorts in your fuel system, and it will register as an issue. The issue is simple. It's just that that's not airtight, or whatever the choice of the words is, probably airtight or completely flush, basically, for your locking gas cap. So maybe switch back to your original cap, your factory cap, and go forward from there. Run about 60 miles, and it may clear out the light. So there you go. That's the deal. That's really the stuff I want to mention today. Wow, universe. Good steps towards the house. Great steps towards the house. No subdivision HOA around here. Oh, we also figured out that, or Roy and I were talking, and it basically is the driveway can only be 30 feet, only be 30 feet wide. What I wasn't thinking about though is probably what it means is that the cut in the driveway cannot be more than 30 feet for residential. So like it can't be that there's the ramp up part. You know what I mean? For the vehicles, but you could still have with curved area, concreting or asphalt or something. He said, because that's just another choice of landscaping. So I'm going to try and go with that. Let's see how that works out. I have good hopes with that one. So there you have it. I hope you're doing well and having a great day. And take care of yourself, universe, and enjoy the world. That's what it's there for. See you tomorrow.